How y'all doing? My name's Chris Stoy with Hutchison & Stoy, PLLC. Did you know that last year Texas saw approximately 500 deaths and over 3,000 injuries from car crashes caused by distracted drivers who were texting and driving? Well, we've all seen it coming, and that's a ban on texting and driving. Earlier this year, in September 2017, Texas became the 48th state to ban texting while driving. In this video, I'm going to go over some frequently asked questions about this new law that bans texting and driving. Let's get started with what specifically is banned by the new texting and driving law. In general, obviously, texting while driving has been banned. Pretty straightforward, right? But with every law, there are technicalities. And the technicalities in this law begin with age. You see, drivers over the age of 18 or 18 and over cannot use a cell phone or other wireless communication device to, and I quote, read, write, or send an electronic message while the vehicle is moving. But there are some exceptions. Drivers 18 years of age or older can text while the vehicle is stopped. And drivers 18 and over can text if the driver believes the circumstances constitute an emergency. This reasonable belief exception is going to open the door to all kinds of issues for the courts. For example, what constitutes an emergency? Can the emergency be what you consider emergency? Or are there factors that determine what an emergency is? Now, for drivers under the age of 18, y'all can't read, write, or send an electronic message while in the vehicle, period. In other words, there's no while the vehicle is stopped exception. Those under the age of 18, though, do have the emergency exception. The second question I want to address is whether you can still use your cell phone while in your vehicle. And the answer is yes. You're permitted to complete many actions on your cell phone while you're in your vehicle, as long as you're not reading, writing, and/or sending messages. So this law doesn't prohibit you from using GPS or playing and changing your music. You can also use other phone apps so long as those apps do not require you to hold the device and to read, write, or send anything. That brings us to the next question. Do I need to get a hands-free device? The new law does not require you to get a hands-free device, but with that said, we always encourage it because of the safety functions it provides. And with the technology these days, you can basically use the hands-free device to text so long as it reads the incoming text back to you. While we're on the topic of phones in cars, I wanted to remind you about some special local rules that some people don't always remember. And that's that in some jurisdictions, you are not allowed to use your phone in your hand at all while in a school zone when school is in session or the reduced speed limit sign is flashing. Now, let's move on to getting caught while allegedly texting and driving. If a police officer sees you using your phone and suspects you are using it in violation of the law, he or she can pull you over. But police officers are not automatically permitted to seize your phone or make you show it to them to prove you were texting. The officers must have probable cause, which is a whole other topic for a different day and a different video. And you're considered guilty if you're issued a ticket. But you have the right to appear in court with your phone and/or your phone records to prove that you were not in the wrong. Now, this brings us to the last frequently asked question, and that's, what are the penalties for texting and driving in Texas? Like with many penalties and fines, they vary based on the driver's record. For a first offense, these are considered misdemeanors and are punishable by $25 to $99 fines. Subsequent offenses are also considered misdemeanors, but they're punishable by fines of $100 to $200. Not too harsh. But if there was an injury or death that was caused from texting and driving, you can be charged with a Class A misdemeanor, which is punishable by a fine of up to $4,000 and 1 year in jail. If you have any questions or you've been injured in a texting and driving accident, the attorneys at Hutchison & Stoy are here to help. Thanks.